I mean, I was told by my film professor, there are films and there are movies. And sometimes you've got to know what you're walking into.
Yeah. See, but I come from a time when movies were films.
Summer is finally here. And that sentence is something that may be very happy to you, dear listener, depending on where you're listening. But for me, I don't like summer. I don't like this season. It's really bad. Just like with fall, how I don't really like fall, I don't really like summer either. Summer is another just very bad month for me. And the reason being is that I live in Florida. And you may live in Nebraska or Idaho or maybe even Colorado or North Carolina or South Carolina. I live in Florida. Therefore, it's summer every single day. Most of the time, it's summer, which I, therefore, don't really care about this season because it makes summer in Florida pretty much hell on earth, which is even terrible. And Florida's already bad as is with the alligators and stuff, and now throw in 95 degrees Fahrenheit and also the heat index with the humidity, boiling it up to like 105 degrees outside. I'm dying outside every single day in the summer, and I hate it. Every single year summer rolls around, I tell myself, you know what, Logan? Let's just stop the hate. Let's just try to have a good summer. Let's go outside and try to make it a good day, a great day at that. And then you know what? I get in my car like I did today. I decided to go out and run some errands, get a haircut, this, all that. And you know what? I started sweating. I started sweating in my favorite shirt that I have inside my closet because summer in Florida decided to be very humid and really pissed me off. And guess what? It rained earlier in the day, which also got rain on my favorite shirt as well. And yet, still after it rained, a lot of overcast, no shadows, I still started sweating because of the sheer humidity in this state. So summer, I don't care about it. I don't care about summer. The ice cream melts very quickly. The pool, and I have a community pool. I don't have a personal pool anymore. The pools are very dirty, very disgusting. I see a very bloody used Band-Aid in one side of the pool. I'm throwing up and I'm leaving. I can't deal with that anymore. But the one thing that I can say is good about summer, here and there, is the movies. That's the only redeeming quality about summer is films. And that's why I have for you today, I have 20 plus movies that are really good for summer to elevate your summer experience. Because let's face it, I'm not political, but climate change may have something to do with this too. It's too hot outside. I can't go outside when I have to watch movies inside my house in a nice, cool, air-conditioned house. So you get to go and watch these films from the comfort of your own home, on your couch with your dogs, and also just a very cool, nice house air conditioning. So that's what I have for you today, 20 films here, and I don't really know if these films will be available when you listen to them on your favorite streaming services, but for right now, most of these films are pretty accessible, or if you like to pirate films, I don't recommend doing that, but hey, it's rough economy, so Joe Biden did this to us, not you. So if you have to pirate a film because of the rough economy, I didn't say anything, I didn't hear anything, I didn't see anything. You do you in your own little corner, and I'll do my thing. That's it. But before we get into the main list, I do have a few small honorable mentions. This list is already pretty stacked, but I had to throw off a couple films just for the sake of, these films are pretty summary, but they didn't really have a proper place in this list, so I decided to give them still a little bit of love. The first film is Grown Ups 2. We do have Grown Ups 1 on this main list, but Grown Ups 2 is still an honorable mention. This film takes place on the last day of school, which is definitely very fitting for summer, and it's still really good. I saw Grown Ups 2 at least 8 times in my life, and I might watch it again. I love Grown Ups 2. Is it good? No, but I still enjoy it. Next up on our honorable mentions is Phineas and Ferb, because obviously it's Phineas and Ferb. That show is absolutely spectacular, and it speaks for itself. Next up is Barbie from last year from Greta Gerwig. I never did a full review on Barbie. May do that this summer along with Oppenheimer. But Barbie isn't exactly a summer film. It came out in the summer, but still, seeing two armies of Kens clash on a beach is definitely very summer fitting. I will admit I am Ryan Gosling. He is literally me, but in Barbie, he does say my job is just beach. I also hate the beach in summer because it's very dirty, very gross, a lot of nasty stuff going on the beach, and I don't like it. So in this case, Ryan Gosling is not literally me, but still Barbie, a good movie. Next up on our honorable mentions goes to Over the Hedge. I talk about Over the Hedge at least in every single episode that we do, so only fair to give Over the Hedge an honorable mention. It'll be getting its own episode very soon, but for now, a good honorable mention is the most it'll get today. And also the final honorable mention goes to The Parent Trap. Watched it for the first time, I think a couple months ago. It's a masterpiece. It's incredible. It's absolutely exquisite. I love The Parent Trap. And it's definitely not a summer film, but definitely fits the vibe of summer with the summer camp in the movie. And, that whole vibe, the whole aesthetic, it works. Okay, so with all of that egregious opening monologue and also honorable mention talk out of the way, it's time to go ahead and start diving into the main list of 20 films. This episode will be going into alphabetical order. We're not ranking anything here. This is impossible to rank for me. And all these films are equally, to an extent, pretty good, and I really love all of them in their own way. There's definitely something in this list for you. This is definitely maybe my most fun episode that I've ever done because we have sci-fi, we have drama, we have romance, we have everything that you could possibly want, every single genre. You're going to walk away from this list and this episode really having at least one movie that you're going to watch and rank at least an 8 out of 10. I promise you. Okay, starting off this list, once again, in alphabetical order is Aftersun from A24. This movie came out in 2022. Aftersun is easily one of my favorite films of all time and one of the best on the decade so far. Paul Mescal is just one of the best actors up and coming right now, and he's absolutely breathtaking in this role. Got an Oscar nomination. Should he have won? Different conversation for a different day, but is this movie incredible for summer? Absolutely. I literally just watched it like an hour ago. I just finished Aftersun again, gave it a second set of 5 stars because this is really perfect. What exactly is Aftersun about? It's about a father and a daughter on a summer vacation, and that's all I'm going to tell you. Okay, I don't want to give you too much information because if I do, it's going to ruin the experience. Watch Aftersun completely blind and you'll thank me for it later. Will you be emotionally shattered? Yes. But is it worth it? Yes, maybe. I think it will. You're going to love it. Number 2 for this list is Call Me By Your Name from Luca Guadagnino. Call Me By Your Name is one of my favorite films ever made. I gave this film 5 stars very recently, and definitely for good reason. I just absolutely love everything this film's doing, from the costume design, cinematography, the acting from Timothée Chalamet just being absolutely masterful. And Armie Hammer as well. Despite the controversy, he's incredible in this movie. The score as well is just really gripping. I listen to Futile Devices every single day, and it's going to be on my Spotify Wrapped for sure, but definitely worth it. Number 3 is obviously Dazed and Confused. If there's any kind of summer film, this is definitely it. Richard Linklater is one of my favorite directors of all time right now, and definitely for good reason. Dazed and Confused is just really good, mainly for the fact that it's kind of like if you leave your friends for a majority of the year, and then every single year you meet up with your friends again. That's kind of like what Dazed and Confused is. I don't know these characters. These are just actors reading lines on a piece of paper. But still, Dazed and Confused, when I watch it, feels like I am seeing old friends again. It feels like my friends waving over to me to come on and come chat with them for about an hour and a half. And it's really good, really gripping, really incredible. Number 4 on this list goes to Spike Lee's masterpiece, Do the Right Thing. Do the Right Thing is definitely, hands down, one of the greatest milestones in cinematic history and also American film history. This movie is just absolutely incredible, absolutely masterful. There's nothing I can really say to make it any better than it already is. Just go watch Do the Right Thing from Spike Lee. It's an easy 5 out of 5 and absolutely incredible. And for the 5th film on this list goes to our second A24 film, The Florida Project. This one is really good, kind of relatable for me because I live in Florida, and yeah, this movie is really good. It's very different A24 film, but definitely a really good summer film. It really does just follow kids walking around downtown Orlando. And if you come to Florida to visit here and there, then you probably don't really, I guess, realize the weight of this film. Downtown Orlando, where I live, is definitely really touristy, which is kind of good and kind of bad. As someone who's lived here for many years of my life, I rarely ever go to downtown Orlando because it's really dirty as well, which a lot of people don't really recognize. If you're a tourist, the government and governors show you what they want you to see, which is all the nice stuff in downtown Orlando, which is Disney World, Universal. But there's also this ugly side of Florida as well in downtown Orlando, which is the Florida Project. This film really does give a different lens of Florida that a lot of people don't really know about, which is what makes it that much better and that much more deserving of your presence. Number 6 on this list goes to Good Burger because Kenan and Kel is one of the greatest duos in cinematic history, and Good Burger is just absolutely masterful fun. Not much else I need to say. I may go get a burger just because I said Good Burger, but this movie's awesome. It's incredible. Not much I need to say about it. You know about Good Burger. You know how good it is, so go watch it. Number 6 on this list goes to Grown Ups. I've seen Grown Ups at least like 20 times in my life. FX came in clutch, played this movie on repeat every single day, and Grown Ups is really good. I love Grown Ups. You have the full squad in this movie: Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Chris Rock, David Spade, Rob Schneider, the whole squad, the whole crew is in this movie. The vibes are immaculately perfect, and I can never get enough of this movie. I can never get enough of Grown Ups. And for number 8 on this list, I have High School Musical 2. Not much needs to be said. It's a masterpiece. It's incredible. It's High School Musical 2. What else do I need to say about it? The soundtrack speaks for itself alone. And for number 9 on this list goes to Holes. I have a lot of faint memories of the Holes DVD that I had growing up, and Holes is just an absolute classic, absolute banger. Enough said. What else do I need to say about Holes? It's really just that good. Number 10 goes to Jaws from Steven Spielberg, the horror masterpiece epic. It's just really incredible seeing what he was able to do in this time period with this kind of budget and still holding up to be this good this many years later is absolutely incredible. I actually got a chance to see Jaws in IMAX a couple years ago, and yeah, it was incredible. That was my first time seeing Jaws as well, and seeing it in IMAX was really just everything for me. I think if you haven't seen Jaws, you really haven't seen a movie ever. I mean, Jaws is that movie. It's the movie that makes cinema. Enough said. Go watch Jaws. It's really that immaculate, really that incredible. Number 11 goes to Paul Thomas Anderson's best movie he's ever made, being Licorice Pizza. Is that a hot take? Absolutely. Will I get hate for that? Also, absolutely. But am I true? In my eyes, yes, I'm true. Licorice Pizza, even though it's pretty lesser known, is just really incredible. I don't know why. I have this some kind of just fixation and gnawing hunger for Licorice Pizza. I don't even know if this film is exactly a summer film, but it definitely feels like it. The vibes of summer stuff is really all throughout this entire film. The soundtrack is incredible. The acting is awesome as well. The cinematography, being shot on 35mm film, is just really scrumptious and breathtaking. That fine layer of film grain is just really, you can't do anything like it in cinema. You either have that film look or you don't. This film does it just absolutely incredibly. If you haven't seen Licorice Pizza, I definitely urge you to do so, just right at once. This kind of film is really different. Paul Thomas Anderson film's structure is very different in a way that only he can do it, and this film does its own thing. It kind of can feel really lost at times and kind of just, not focus on one thing, which can, for the viewer, if you're not used to it, feel very frustrating. But for me, I love it. That's what makes his films that much more interesting, and Licorice Pizza does the best at that. Number 12 goes to Lilo and Stitch because it's Lilo and Stitch. I think everyone in their life has seen this film. It's just really that good. That old 2D hand-drawn animation will never, ever get old. Also, this film being absolutely iconic, just very good. I mean, all over. Just really good. Really top-notch stuff. Really top-tier animation. Number 13 goes to Mamma Mia because I am a Mamma Mia fan. That feels very weird to say. I'm happy that I can finally admit it to myself, say it out to the world. I like Mamma Mia. And it's kind of weird because as a man, we're not supposed to like musicals. We're all rough and tough. We're supposed to watch like Braveheart and Predator. Those are the real manly movies. But listen, I have to admit, a good musical is me. It's literally me. I don't care what you say. I mean, La La Land, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. The list goes on. A good musical really makes my heart and soul really fluster. I mean, I just watched Wonka a couple of days ago with Timothée Chalamet, and that movie really is one of my favorite watches of the entire year. I love Wonka. I love musicals. I love this style of filmmaking. It took me years to finally admit it, but I'm here to say I love musicals, and Mamma Mia might be the best one of all time. So Mamma Mia, if you haven't seen it already, it's one of the best films of all time, and you need to go watch it right now. And for our second horror film on this list, we do have Midsommar from the incredible mind who also gave us Hereditary and also Beau's Afraid, who I haven't seen actually. Beau's Afraid, I heard is really good, heard it's really bad. Should go watch it. But sorry, getting off task here. Midsommar is our next film, and Midsommar is a film that I definitely appreciate, definitely enjoy, but it's not one of my favorites. I think it's a little bit of a step down. I think if we give it 5 stars, I understand, but for me, this film's a little bit more divisive. I don't like it as much. Maybe I will upon a rewatch, but for right now, I don't exactly love Midsommar. I don't hate it either, but I don't exactly love it. But maybe you will. Next up on this list, a little bit of a, nice cool down from Midsommar. A lot of weird stuff in that movie, specifically with bears and a burning house. But, sorry. The next film, a little bit of a cool down, a little bit better for you, is Moonrise Kingdom. This is from 2012, Wes Anderson. Obviously, you know that name. Wes Anderson is really just one of the greatest minds in cinema. Is that a stretch? A little bit, but is it true? Also a little bit. Moonrise Kingdom, I don't even think it's a summer film, but I just need to have a little bit of him in this list. Moonrise Kingdom is a very fun one. Definitely not his best film, but definitely not his worst either. It's more of like a fall film, I guess, at times, but still, It's the mind of Wes Anderson. It works really well. A very fun and cute little kid romance movie. What isn't there to love about it? Next up, perhaps to the best summer film of all time, we have The Sandlot. Sandlot, once again, enough said, absolute classic, absolute banger. Every single scene, every single line of dialogue, every single step the characters take is iconic in every single right. And also, I just want to ask you, this may be the big question for the episode, do you like Sandlot 1 or Sandlot 2? I really want to know because I was doing this episode's, main writing and all that, and I found out that the Sandlot 2 is widely hated upon. And this is coming from someone who grew up with both the films, so I definitely thought that one was obviously superior, but still, Sandlot 2 has some pretty fun moments in there as well. It's kind of like a Sandlot remastered. What would you hate about it? I mean, look, I'll admit, yeah, sure, The Sandlot will always be number one, but this summer, give The Sandlot 2 a chance. Just for Sandlot 2, watch the second Sandlot film. It's maybe not as good, but it's still a fun time. The next film up on this list is Surf's Up. I did a full episode on this a long time ago, and Surf's Up, I truly believe, is one of the greatest films ever made, and it always will be. I love this film so much, I just can't get enough of it. And our next two films are kind of like a combo, buy one, get one free here. We have Top Gun 1 and Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun 1 is definitely really good, it's really iconic, but is it exactly a good film? No, I think it could be better. And then I got a chance to go see Top Gun Maverick, and Top Gun Maverick is really just one of the greatest experiences in a cinema I've ever had in my entire life. I mean, I never thought that Top Gun Maverick would be a bad film, but I didn't think it was going to be this good of a film either. I mean, the soundtrack is great, the action's great, the acting is incredible as well, the IMAX is really good, the sound design is absolutely masterful. On every single front, this movie is just really masterful filmmaking. And also, the football scene in Top Gun Maverick is really the one that steals the cake. And also, Top Gun 1 has some fun moments in there as well. So watch both these films back to back together. I mean, there's no one without the other. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Go watch Top Gun 1 and Top Gun Maverick. They're both equally incredible. And last but definitely not least, the 20th film on this list is Waves from A24. Waves is really, I think, one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Emotionally shattering, one of the most impactful dramas you'll see in your entire life, and one that you definitely need to watch immediately. I know that Waves is really hard to find to stream, but if you have to rent this movie, rent it immediately. I'll pay you personally to watch Waves. Just let me know and I'll cash app you. Well, I think that just might be about everything for summer 2024. This is your nice little starter pack, your nice little summer package. Every single film that is just a must watch for the season of summer to make it that much better. And all these films, including the honorable mentions, will be down in the show notes, but just in case, one more time, we're going to go through the main list here once again. We have Aftersun, Call Me By Your Name, Dazed and Confused, Do the Right Thing, The Florida Project, Good Burger, Grown Ups, High School Musical 2, Holes, Jaws, Licorice Pizza, Lilo and Stitch, Mamma Mia, Midsommar, Moonrise Kingdom, The Sandlot, Surf's Up, Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick, and also Waves. That's our main list, all 20 of them in all of their beautiful glory. But I definitely may have missed some, so I want you to tell me, what is your favorite movie to watch in the summer? It may be better than anything on this list, and it just might be for good reason. I mean, I want to know, is it Parent Trap? Is it Over the Hedge? Is it Aftersun? I mean, what do you think is the best summer film of all time? What do I know? I'm just a guy in front of a podcast mic. But that will wrap it for this week's episode of the Court of Cinema podcast. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials down below in the show notes. This is just a very nice breather away from that full X-Men series that we're doing. I may not even finish that series. I mean, who knows what's going to happen at this point. Deadpool is still looking good. It's on the horizon. But do I want to finish that series? Absolutely not. But I'll try to. But until next time I talk to you, definitely stay cool, drink lots of water, stay hydrated, stay indoors if you need to, and also stay swagged out. Stay swagged out in some nice short linen shorts, linen pants. Definitely going to be a lot more breathable for you. And also watch more movies. Hey, if you don't want to sit inside and watch a movie, you want to go outside and get some fresh sun, that fresh boiling nuclear reactor level sun, then go to the cinema. Hey, we have lots of great movies coming out this summer. We have Inside Out 2. We also have Twisters. We have Deadpool and Wolverine. So why don't you just go out there and drive out and go back inside of a building to watch a movie instead? I mean, that's absolutely perfect. That sounds like a very beautiful summer night to me. But until the next time I talk to you, stay swagged out, stay cool, and watch more movies. And of course, I'm your host, Logan, and I'll see you guys in the movies.